Hello fellow DIYers and focus owners. Today we're attempting to put this powered sunroof onto my 2001 Ford Focus. Yeah, this is going to be a little bit weird because, well, it's a powered sunroof and I have no idea if it fits in the first place. So let's start by having a basic idea of what we need to do. First we have the sunroof. This is like a thing that holds the roof lining, and there's the switch, and here we have the wiring, well, part of the wiring. This plug goes into the sunroof. This is for the switch, and we have wires. The small problem is that it goes through behind the dashboard and it gets combined with the lights that are inside. All in all, it's rather simple to wire it up. I will have a schematic up on the screen, and I will have the PDF for that schematic down in the description. So if we take a quick look at the schematic, you will see on the top left corner that we need two fuses, fuse F43 and fuse F34. The one is fuse F43 is a 15 amp fuse, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, that is something for the locks. And fuse F34 is a 20 amp fuse, and that is the main fuse for this module. I mean the sunroof control unit that powers the motor. On the other hand, we need a black wire that goes to ground, and let's see what else. We also have one wire that is white-green that goes to the jam module. I'm guessing that where the sunroof gets the command from to close when you hold down the close button on the remote. And there is a white-blue wire that goes to the powertrain control module, and I have no idea why, and theoretically I need to wire it up on the Endura DI or the TDDI engine, what I have in this Focus. Okay, so let's move on to the inside of the car. So here on the inside we need to remove that plastic that goes from there to here, this one, that plastic, and the one in the back. I'm going to take the camera there in a minute. We need to remove this plastic here and the whole roof lining. Also you need to remove this, the sun visors, that lamp, the other lamp that's behind there. You get the idea. So I will show you how to remove each piece of plastic a little bit later in the video. Okay, so here in the back we need to remove these oh shit handles, that plastic part. For that you need to remove some other plastics in the trunk, this plastic part, and you have two clips for the head lining over there. Let's get to it. Okay, so let's start with the plastics in the trunk, and you will need a screwdriver. Actually, I've changed this one up. This comes out by hand, and you also might wanna throw this one down so you have more space. And if I remember correctly, there are 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 screws in total here. One here, one in there, and this one here for this plastic part to come out. And then you need to pull it out of its clips. Kind of like that. Also, you need to remove this small light that you can feed through. And to remove this, you have one of these clips here. You usually have the other one with the screw, but this is basically the same. Then you can remove this like so, and you can leave this on, doesn't really matter. The bigger piece of plastic, you need it out of the way, so then you remove this one. So let's attempt to remove this plastic, kind of like this. It would be nice if the wind wouldn't blow the door, but you get the idea. So next I will attempt to remove this plastic. It is held in mostly by this clip. When you put it back, you need to pay attention to insert this pin into that thing. So when you move this up and down, it sticks together. So my next attempt is to remove this plastic. This goes down normally. It has 2 or 3 clips. If it cooperates, like so. Here we have this one. So now I will attempt to remove this A-pillar plastic that I'm going to pull down from here. First, it has 2 clips like that, and then I need to pull it to the inside. I don't know how successful, because I already broke it at one point. It's kind of like this. Now that half of the plastic is done, you need to unhook it from this one. Actually, you can take this out. If you want to. Actually, I think you will need to take that one out so you can get access to the connector that's down there. As for wires over here, I have my microphone for the Bluetooth. Normally what goes up here, this is for the interior lights, or if you have multiple interior lights like in the D&W variant and the brake or wagon variant, then this is going to be thicker. I also have I think 2 USB cables here and the rear windscreen washer. But this is where the cables are going down to the connector or the main panel. So now the next part I'd like to remove is this sun visor. You have 2 screws up here, pretty straightforward. The other thing that's going to be a little bit more annoying is the small holder that has a plastic cap. That is rather hard to remove, and you can't really remove it without scratching it. So this is mostly just this, but this one, I don't know, man. This is a really weird one. And you have 1 screw under this. Next, you will need to remove these small lamps. Theoretically, you stick a screwdriver in here and they come out, in case you're lucky. If not, then I don't really know. They are very, very annoying. And by the way, I have a video about how to install these lamps, in case you don't have it. You plug it out and you will need to remove this holder too, but that mostly from the inside, because it has clips that you need to clip out before you can remove it. and this metal part, you can fish it out. Like so. Now let's focus our attention to removing this. This is actually a Laguna Mark II, Renault Laguna Mark II sunglass holder that I've installed in a separate video. I will add it to that car thingy on the right top hand of the screen. This has these two clips which you need to remove first, and these are also very annoying to take out without totally scratching it to hell. To remove the oh shit handles, you need to open up these two things, and you need to insert the screwdriver like this and turn it 90 degrees and wiggle the whole thing. I can't really show that on camera, and anyway, I already have a video how to remove this properly. So the next thing would be to remove this light. Just by doing that, I have all my wiring. So now I'm going to use a T20 Torx to attempt to remove the handle like that. And the next thing would be to remove these two screws that hold in this old plastic thing. Now you can take this whole thing off. Split a little bit to the front. So if you take a look, these two hold it in place, and in case they fall out, you can just push them back in when you want to stick this back for some reason. I don't know why, because we're not going to use this one. Also, you can remove the metal. This holds in the light. So I removed about everything that I could remove, including this light and those two clips over there. And now if I move this whatever the hell it is, now the roof lining should fall theoretically on my head. Yeah, like this. So now that we got to this point, this is held in by these screws or bolts, for which you need a socket number 10. And don't forget to remove the drain pipes first. By the way, the rest of the wires are hot glued to the top of the roof lining, but I placed these self-gluing clips here, and I zip tied the tube and the wires. So that's another way you can do some neat cable management. And yeah, remove the drain hoses, and then you can remove the sunroof. Just watch so it doesn't fall on top of your head. So I've pulled off the hoses, and I will start to remove these screws. Also, in the end, it's this black thing, and there's another one on the other side that still hold it in place so it doesn't actually fall on your head. But let's continue with the screws. Now the sunroof just stays in those two clips, and make sure your sunroof is closed before you try to remove it. Okay. So here we go. Maybe I I'll need a needle nose plier, but I'm not going to film dropping this on my head. So here we go. There are some points, and here's this thing, and there was another one here, and I managed to break that one. The hose, and that's pretty much it. Here we go, having the two sunroofs side by side. This is the manual one, and this is the motorized one. It has the motor over here, but it has the points exactly the same, so they should be compatible, but we'll see in a moment. Also, why you need a different roof lining or head lining, because this doesn't really fit, because the hand cranked one has the crank somewhere around here like this, and the motorized one has the motor here. So yeah, and also has these points. See, this has it on the back and this has it there. I think the roof lining here comes a little bit more like so, and this is a little bit more to the front, but I'm not exactly sure, because at the moment of the video I haven't found a roof lining for my 3 or 5 door hatchback. Here I have the new sunroof mounted. Here's the shade for it, motor, these drain tubes. I don't know, they were a little bit weird to fit on. Hopefully they still drain the water. And now I need to take the wiring from here. Well, there's another one for this one, actually like this. So I need part of the wiring here, then here, then it should come down here and down there. So let's see what we can do. So now I started doing the wiring. So as far as I know, this wire, the green wire with the black stripe, goes to fuse number 43. That is the rear wiper on both cars, the facelift and the pre-facelift. And for fuse number 34 on the facelift, well, fuse number 34 on the pre-facelift is the horn, and it has no actual fuse for the sunroof, which in our case is orange with the black stripe. So this is like a constant 12 volts. So this goes basically to the other side of this wire, this green with the blue stripe that I need to mine out from over there. The ground goes to ground, and this needs to go to a 12 volts. I think I'm going to add the fuse with a 20 amp value, and that's it. These two small wires, the white with the blue stripe and the white with the green stripe, that go to the PCM and to the jam, I'm not going to connect them at the moment, because I have no idea. I need schematics. Okay.
Day 2.
So yeah, in the end I made a working sunroof. As for the wiring, I really tried everything for the auto closing. I've connected it to this wire over here. It does nothing. And for the power, I managed to find one of these add fuses. They've taken power from that one. And well, based on this schematic, here I have this white green that goes into white, exactly as I have it here. It has 5 white and green wires, I'm guessing 4 electric windows and 1 sunroof, that goes to white. And here in the Haynes manual it says this white should go from, what's this, the jam, whatever the hell it's called, remote control module. It goes to the central timer, and that's about it. I have no idea what it does, or I tried to measure, it's like almost 12 volts, but yeah, that's it.
Day 3.
So in the end I did manage to find where the cables are bunched up together, and it's exactly as it shows in the schematic for the facelift one. You have like 4 wires with white and green stripe, and 1 wire that is just white, and you need to tie or connect into that. So somewhere around here, because originally I found it by taking off the door panel and tracking 1 wire down to here. So basically, how to get here, you can undo this with a flathead screwdriver. This is basically just a plastic screw that holds this panel piece in place. You pull, and after that you need to remove this just by pulling it up. So now if you remove the carpet, actually you might wanna pry this up and not tear the carpet from this holder, but under here you have the wires. Actually over here you can see this white wire with green. You can also connect it here, but I wanted to do it as neatly as possible, so I've connected it somewhere around here inside. It's just a bunch of wires. You cut the tape and that's it. And they are fused together with ultrasonic welding, and you can use a crimp connector on them, and that's it. So let me show you how it works. And of course, global window closing also works if the sunroof is just like this. In case your global locking is not activated, you can activate it just by pulling down each window and it does a click and it goes up and it does a click. That should be it. You do this with all the windows, and global window closing, including sunroof, should be active. I hope you found this video helpful, and in case I missed something, you can leave it down below in the comment section. Thank you very much for watching. Like, subscribe, all that stuff, and at the end of the day, enjoy your new sunroof.
Ez mi volt?
Na, nem tudom, de én
Uram Isten, miért szarkoltam egy madara kocsibra.